This is gonna be raw, but you gotta stop chasing money, and you need money to start chasing you. And what I've seen in most people is that they focus so much in the fact that they want to make money, and the fact that they want to get rich, and the fact that they want the big house, the big car, or the nice cars, and the nice penthouse, whatever in Miami. But at the end of the day, guys, like if you if you're so attached to the final result, you're so attached to making money, then when are you actually going to make it? Because it doesn't really make any sense. And let me ask you, if you had one thing and only one thing in your mind right now, what would that be? And for a lot of the people watching this, for you guys, for you, the person that's watching this right now, you're probably thinking about money. You're probably thinking about getting success, about travels, about improving your life, whatever that is. But the real reason and the real main factor that's stopping you from actually making great money in your life and having actual success is because you're so attached to that final outcome that you're worried. First of all, you're stressed, you have anxiety, and you haven't even took action, or at least the necessary action or the smart action to actually hit your goals. So for this to make sense in the first place, I gotta tell you my story. So ever since I was 13 years old, I read Poor Dad, Rich Dad, and I started watching Grant Cardone, Tony Robbins, and just a lot of people in this online space, like from years ago. And I realized something, like all of these people are basically just selling the dream. Like they are just selling the final outcome, which is the nice cars, the big houses, the mansions, the penthouses, the Lamborghinis, expensive trips, nice dinners, stuff like that, right? So if you think about it this way, yes, that's a lifestyle. And believe me, when you get to that lifestyle, it's not gonna change anything. It's not really gonna change anything because once you realize that it's pointless to try and get the nice cars, the big houses, all of those things, that's when you're gonna understand what it's actually gonna take you to hit those goals. And for you, your goal cannot be materialistic. Your goal has to be about you and the impact that you're going to have on people and the impact that you're going to have in your own life, which therefore is also going to impact your family's life and your friends and the people around you and the people that have yet to know you. And that's what actually moves me, not just materialistic things. And again, when I was 13, I read and watched like a ton of content about self development, getting rich, real estate, or just making money online, SMMA. I tried trading for like 3 years. I tried drop shipping for like 2 years. Um, I did everything under the sun. And what actually worked for me was a business model. It's not just a business model, but it's actually a vehicle called high ticket sales. And one thing that I will say is that at first I was super attached to money and the final outcome. But when I started focusing on my inputs and when I started focusing on my why am I doing this? For me, it was getting out of my mom's house. First things first, right? Second thing was having independence. Third thing, actually enjoying my life, being proud of myself, and really just being able to look at myself in the mirror and be like, okay, like you made it. Like you're free to do whatever you want. You have freedom of choice, freedom of place, freedom of time. And that's something I didn't have, right? So that's what I actually desired. And it's a lot different from just wanting money. Because you think about it, everyone wants to make money. Everyone. Everyone on earth wants to make more money. But the thing is, for you to actually go ahead and hit your goals, you need to just stick to your inputs and take the necessary actions so you can actually get there. So you need to be detached from the final outcome, and you need to be attached to the actions that you're taking on a day-to-day basis, because that's the actual metric, that's the actual data that you're going to be receiving, that's actually going to enable you to get those results in the first place. So again, I did every business model super attached to money. until I found one that actually made sense. It required just my communication skills, which were super bad at the time. Like when I first got into high ticket sales as a setter, I made like 2K my first month, then I made like 5K in the next 3 months every month. And then I realized something real quick, like, like this is a skill that's paying me for my actions, for my inputs. I'm not just really hoping and wishing here. I'm actually putting in the work and I'm getting an ROI for it. Like I'm getting money for it, right? So that's when I actually just stick to the game, put in even more work, focus on my inputs, focus on my actions without even caring or thinking about, oh, like I'm gonna get into a private jet or I'm gonna buy a Lamborghini or doing these type of things, right? So that's really the first thing that I did. And it worked, right? Like it's one of those things where when you understand it, when you understand that what actually truly matters in this world is your actions, that's when everything's gonna change for you. And let me tell you something. The day I realized that, I went all in. I went all in with high ticket sales, transitioned from setting to closing. I started closing deals, made my first $15,000 commission month after 3 months closing, which was amazing. I was 20 years old at the time. Turned 21, made $25,000 in commission every single month. Then I just stuck to the game, learned it even better. I'm still learning even today. I closed over $2,472,000 cash collected, and I've helped over 50 people get into this industry as well, which is sick, right? Like that's what actually fulfills me now, because all of this like luxury in my house, whatever, as you guys can see, and like having a pool, having a private cinema, yeah, that's cool, and that's all part of the game, right? But at the end of the day, like what actually truly matters is being disciplined and taking action. Like hoping and wishing that something comes true, it's part of manifestation, which I believe in, but it's worthless unless you put in the work. So you got to ask yourself right now, are you actually putting in enough work? Are you actually focused on making this work for yourself, for your family, for people around you? If the question is no, then you just need to take a hard look at the mirror and just do something about it. Because if you don't do anything about it, if you don't put in the work, if you don't make a change right now in your 20s, if you're 18, 19, or early 20s, like what are you doing? Right? Like for me, high ticket sales pays me very, very well because I make $500 to $1,000 per call, per 45-minute conversations as a closer on Zoom for in behalf of big businesses, big brands. Just a quick example of this is TJR, Breast Scales. Like a lot of these influencers, they have programs, and there's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of programs out there that are not even that good, and some of them are making like 50, 100, $200,000 a month, and they have sales teams in those brands in these big businesses, where they basically pay each closer and each setter $5,000 to $10,000 wires on a monthly basis, just because they are actually learning communication and using it to convert these potential clients and their audience into high ticket paying clients, which high ticket means $3,000, $5,000 and above, which means that you're making $500 to $1,000 in commission per sale, per call, per meeting, per conversation. And it's easy. It's easy because it just relies on you. It depends on you. It's not dependent on the market. It's not dependent on Trump, or it's not dependent in the world situation. It doesn't really depend on anybody else but you. And once you understand this and you go all in and you put in the work on a skill that makes sense, like high ticket sales, that's when your life is going to change. It's not when you hope and wish that something comes through. It's not by just manifesting all day. It's by putting in the work and being super, super, super hardworking. So if that actually makes sense and you want to be part of my students, or just even learn a little bit more about this vehicle, which is high ticket sales, feel free to message me on Instagram, which is in the description. But I'm looking forward to talk to a few of you guys, because I understand that a lot of people, they just have a lot of self-limiting beliefs that they truly cannot understand. And the reason they don't understand these self-limiting beliefs that enables them from actually taking action and holds them back from the life they want, it's because of the way they were raised, because of your environment, because of your friends. But not anybody, like no one in your circle is gonna tell you, hey, yeah, bet on your dreams, invest in yourself, learn this skill. because they want to keep you at the same level, and they will judge you for it. And they will judge you if you want to break out of it. Because if you break out of the cycle of the norm, they will feel like, hey, this guy is actually gonna pull away from me now. And that's scary. They judge you and they laugh at you, but at the end of the day, they are scared that you're gonna be better than them. Even your own family. Like your family just wants to protect you and tells you things, but they haven't walked the talk. Most of them are not rich. Most of them haven't even put in the work. Most of them are not in the digital online space. So if you want to break out of that cycle, you need to do something drastically different. And that starts with you and no one else but you.